Hello, my friend. Welcome to live chat. This is going to be a fun one. I'm excited because I love talking about cosmetic industry marketing and I love talking about why some brands make it and some brands don't. Because like I know you do this too. You'll look and you see some brands doing well, some brands not doing well, and you're thinking, I see the patterns of why this brand is succeeding and this brand is not. But the brands don't seem to know. They don't seem to realize, or they just can't hold on to the things that are important. You know what I mean? They can't get there. So we're doing a customer service today to brands, trying to help them and tell them what do people want, because if they do well, then we get cool stuff and everybody wins. So I would love to just kind of talk about some of the patterns that we're seeing in brands that are succeeding and the patterns we're seeing in brands that are failing. And there's one thing that I feel like is the major differentiator between those that succeed and those that do not succeed. And I'm going to tell you what that is as soon as I say hello to the people that are here live in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness. We're going to talk to the people that are here today. I've invited you into my home, so therefore, we are going to say hello. And if you were here on the replay, thank you for being here. You can participate in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness down in the comment section down below. And I invite you to please do that. Have a conversation down there, be nice and respectful to each other, and enjoy the chat. Good morning, Tish. Hello. It's so good to see you. Hello, hello. Hi, Chloe. Good morning. Loved your hair and what's in makeup today. Thank you so much. My hair is going through transition. I'm going back to my hairstylist this week. You can see my roots need a little bit of help. If that's that's the direction I'm going to keep going in, is covering the roots. So it is getting thicker. We talked a couple weeks ago about how all my hair fell out. Not all my hair, but a lot of my hair fell out because of different reasons that I won't go into again. But it's coming back. It's coming back. So you can see it's getting thicker at the root. It's still really, really thin at the bottom, really thin. That is all my hair. That's like half of a ponytail, for like a quarter of a ponytail for some people, like half of a pigtail. It's not a lot of hair, but it's growing back. You can see it's getting thicker here. So thank you so much. Compliments on my hair are always very welcome, because I'm like, Tracy, good morning to you. Happy Sunday. Good to see you. Ginger, hello. Hi, Shar. Happy Sunday to you. Gabrielle, good morning. Almost done with What's in Makeup. Great show today. Thank you so much. I am putting it up now at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. So if you are up early and you want to start it a little earlier, you should be able to do that. And my lovely husband has brought me hot coffee. Thank you. Pull your hand in here so they can see your hand. See, look, he's a real person.
Chocolate coconut.
Oh, chocolate coconut. Thank you. It's perfect. I can smell it. Smells so good. Thank you, babe. I love you. I will see you that's okay. I will see you in 57 minutes. We're going to go hang out with my brother after this. So I'm like popping off of here and going straight to the car to go hang out with my big brother and his family today. But thank you for watching What's Up Makeup today. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I feel like the headlines aren't like bangers this week, but there's so much information there. And there's so much that I couldn't fit into the thumbnail and the title that happens in today's show. Like I've got an update on Ulta. I've got like so many things, like the Ulta lawsuit with Nassim. It's a little update, but it's still something there. A huge influencer, a teenager, brought tens of thousands of people to a mall in New Jersey for her skincare launch. The footage of that is wild, but I didn't put her in the thumbnail because I didn't think a lot of you all like me. I'd never heard of this girl before. A lot of us aren't good. Like if I put her in the thumbnail, but the story is still really, really interesting. I know I have some younger viewers that probably would have definitely watched it, but yeah, so like there's so much packed in there that's not in the thumbnail and the title. So I'm so glad that you enjoyed it, Gabrielle, because I'm like looking at it and it's like, there's so much more I want to share, but I can't fit everything. So So glad you enjoyed it. Teresa, hello. Welcome to Live Chat. I hope you all are doing well. I hope you are doing well, Teresa. Hope the weather is treating you well. And thank you also to Florian, Steph, and Audra for being our lovely moderator team. Thank you for being here and just keeping us having a nice, happy, safe place to chat. They've been my moderator team for a really, really long time, and I'm just so appreciative. Genevieve, good morning to you. I'm happy you are here. Thank you for being here. Gabrielle says, also, I got my first Blend Bunny palette. I got the Ellis Volume 2 Imperial Cool Tones. So much fun. You know what? Like, I'm going to talk about this a little bit more at the midway segment about how much fun makeup has been for me recently. Honestly, like, okay, so I did the review of the brushes by Details by Tati. And then I just got the brush set for from BK Beauty, the new Volume 2 Nikki LaRose palette, Nikki LaRose brushes. And I don't know, like, if I just needed to watch a tutorial because I haven't watched one in a long time, but Tati's tutorial and Nikki's tutorial, I would say Nikki's tutorial, anyway, when I watched their tutorials, it really made me think of applying my makeup in different ways because some of these brushes in both sets are so different. And since I've been using them, I've just been having so much fun just trying new things and going, oh, I really like that. Like, I feel like my blend is just getting so much better. It's not perfect. I definitely feel like I could blend a little more over here. But overall, I feel like it's getting so much better. Let's do a little live blending. Just a little bit. But we'll talk more about that during the break. But yeah, I mean, Blend Bunny is another one of those companies where they come out with really fun products. And I think that's something I want to touch on today is customers have to find your products fun, not just functional. You know, but we'll get into that. We'll get into that. But yes, the Blend Bunny palette. And did you see they're doing a collaboration with, I forget, I don't even know how to, because they never say it out loud. It's like May, I think is her name. She's the one that does those really cool like makeup looks. Like she has like the leg, like it's like go look at Blend Bunny's Instagram. Actually, let me share it with you. Hold on, because we have to talk about this because I am so excited for both of them, for Blend Bunny and for her. Let me see. Okay. What is happening? My computer is very slow today. Oh, it's the wrong Blend Bunny. It's somebody copying there. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. All right, here we go. Let's share the screen here. Share screen, Instagram, share. We're going to pull this down so we can see what's happening. This is not even on topic, but also it is on topic because Blend Bunny is freaking crushing it. And this was the smartest collaboration I think they possibly could have done. Like the fact that they got her, like that just incredible. Okay. Okay. Her name, where is it? Y'all are probably screaming at me right now. Where is it? Because it doesn't say it. Oh, here you go. Maze Croft. Okay. She's incredible. Let me show you her. Why am I not following her? What the heck? That's weird. Okay. Like, you've probably seen her before. She does incredible stuff. Where's the one where she like chopped her leg off and stuff? Like, she didn't really do it, but like absolutely incredible looks. You get the point. Just like, what is that? Are you serious right now? Oh my gosh. Like her Halloween looks are ridiculous. Ridiculous. So, all right, you get the point. Anyway, the fact that they did a collaboration with her, I'm so excited. I am totally buying it. I don't even know if I'm going to use it, but I'm going to buy it because I just love her so much and I love Blend Bunny. They make such great things. Okay. Hi, Flory. Good morning. Hi, Tiffany. I spent way too much time on that. Hi, Ms. Lavender. Hi, Alana. Good morning in Massachusetts. And Ellen, oh my gosh, I thought that you said when I glanced at this and when I was looking at when we first started, I thought it said Plano, Texas. And I was like, oh my goodness, am I in trouble again? She's mad at me, y'all. The person who the council person, she sent me a message and she's really mad. I didn't mean to misrepresent her. She said I misrepresented her, and I apologize. I did not mean to do that. I'm just giving my opinion on what I saw, and if I'm wrong, I apologize. But that was just my impression, and she's really mad at me. So I'm sorry. That's another story, though, I could get into. Oh my gosh, why am I so scatterbrained today? New member of Vita Love. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. I remember you from live chat last week, hanging out and chatting, and you had so many amazing things to contribute last week. So thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate you so much. All right. Yeah. Tyler says, I love it when makeup is food themed and maybe even smells good. Huge plus points for me. Yes, that kind of marketing. And that leads me into the big thing that I think that brands need to do in order to succeed. And it is making customers feel connected to your product. There has to be a connection in order to have longevity, right? It has to be something. Either it's through the marketing. That's why all of the collabs and the food themed stuff is so popular, because people have an emotional connection to food and food that they like. It's a positive feeling. It's the reason why collaborations, like I'm going to show you the Sigma Little Mermaid collection, the reason why that did so well. The people have to have an emotional reaction to your products, and it doesn't have to be on the outside. It can be just from the use of the products, that the use of the products makes people feel good. Makes people feel like they're doing something good. Either it makes them look pretty or feel better about themselves, or just like, for example, the On Till Dawn setting spray, right? A lot of people love that product because it freaking works and it makes their makeup last longer. So when people get home at the end of the day and their makeup looks amazing still, that product they know contributed to that, and it makes people feel good. You've got to tap into that emotional response. If your stuff is just floating around and it's not creating any kind of emotional connection, it's not going to succeed in the long term. The question is how do you make an emotional connection to a product? That's really, really challenging. There's lots of avenues to do that. There's quick money ways in, like, for example, just packaging wise. I'm thinking like Too Faced and stuff like this. This is the newer packaging for the Chocolate Soleil bronzers. I mean, this is beautiful. This creates an emotional reaction. When I pick this up, I think, oh my goodness, that is so pretty. And I like looking at that, and it brings me joy. Then I smell it. It doesn't have as much of a chocolate scent as it used to. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe there's less cocoa powder, but then there's the scent, and I love the smell of chocolate. So that also makes me want to use this and repurchase it, right? Also, I love this bronzer. It's a good bronzer. It works well. It doesn't give me a hard time. It blends out easily. It's a color that I like. So that also brings me joy. So this product is a triple whammy for me. I love this bronzer. This was sent to me in PR, but y'all know I am not afraid to criticize Too Faced. For example, what the heck is this? Okay. We've talked about I talked about this in What's Up in Makeup today. They just sent this to me, the new Fairy Bomb fragrance mist. Girl, what are we doing? What is this? This is not Okay, let's talk about the difference between these two products. Why this one sucks and this one does not. I already talked about why this one is good. This Too Faced went very wrong with this, and this is just my opinion, okay? First of all, the packaging. Who are we marketing to, okay? This I feel like was marketed to me. I like pretty things, right? I like things that make me feel happy. There's so many happy things in this. I don't even think children are going to be attracted to this. Who is this for? Who is the market with this packaging, right? It looks like something you would find on the shelf at a discount store, which is not knocking discount stores. I have to say that I'm not knocking discount stores. I'm saying this is $28. This does not look like a $28 product. And what's inside, if there's a tester and neon pink cap. Why are we doing neons? Also, this is releasing for the holidays. This doesn't give me any kind of wintry vibes. This doesn't give me any kind of like cozy vibes. Like in the fall and the winter, I'm looking for cozy, I'm looking for comfort, I'm looking for something that's going to make me feel like I just want to snuggle, right? This is anti-snuggle. This is I'm going out in the spring and I'm a very small child. Especially with the neon. What are they doing? Okay. Then you smell it, right? First of all, I want to compliment the mister. The mister is lovely. Nothing wrong with this mister. It's beautiful. Spray's great is the only compliment I have for this product is the actual spray on here. The smell of it is very cheap smelling. That's the best thing I can describe it. It smells like scented water, which would not be a bad thing if it was not in also cheap packaging. Like if we were using, I don't know, because it really does smell like I went into Toys R Us and sprayed some kind of children's product. This does not feel elevated. It doesn't feel elegant. It doesn't feel two-faced. It feels like somebody that does not understand the brand at all made this. And who am I to say what two-faced is? Maybe somebody at the brand knows what two-faced is better than me, but I've been buying from this brand since the original chocolate bar palette was the first thing I bought from them back in, what was that, 2013? I feel like I've watched their evolution pretty closely, and this just does not fit. It's not even close. So what are we doing? I don't know. Let me see what you all think. But what I'm saying is this is just irritating me. Like if I bought this online and got this, I would be so disappointed. Like incredibly disappointed. All right. Gummy says, I agree. Packaging is important to me because using things that make me feel happy is just as important as looking good. Absolutely. And I think when you can get that double whammy like this, I feel like, well, at least this one for me personally, a triple whammy, I feel like this is going to create that emotional connection. And I think that's the number one thing brands should be focusing on. Who is your audience and how are you going to make them feel happy using your product? So happy that they're going to want to use your product all the time. They're going to want to use it up and then they're going to want to repurchase it because they cannot stop reaching for it because it makes them feel good. And I think companies have lost that. They're so busy trying to keep up with the trends. They're so busy trying to keep up with the latest this. Oh, everybody's buying lip oils. Everybody's buying body sprays. Okay, fine. But how are you going to create that emotional reaction with your product that other companies are not doing? What is the hole? What is the thing that people are not grabbing, right? Yeah, Crystal says it looks like it came from a toddler children's aisle next to the bath coloring detangle sprays, etc. Exactly. Like really and truly, like what are you doing? Um, and I don't think, okay, so let's talk a little bit about celebrity brands, right? Why do some celebrities brands succeed and why do some fail? And I honestly, and this may be a hot take, I don't think it has anything to do with the level of fame of that celebrity. Well, maybe it's off the jump. It can make a difference. How famous is a person? How big is their reach? Right? Maybe off the jump, initial sales, that can make a difference as far as how big the celebrity is. But as far as longevity, I don't think that alone can carry a brand at all. Okay. And I'm thinking Win Beauty by Serena Williams. Incredibly famous woman, incredibly gorgeous, incredibly well loved, and the brand is struggling, like really, really struggling. But they made some behind the scenes choices that probably weren't the best too. Like as far as the company that ended up funding them ended up going. We talked about this in What's Up in Makeup today. Went out of business in July, so that's really bad. But if Win Beauty was a success, they may not have gone out of business. And I think that a lot of that was I didn't remember seeing like the way that I see some celebrities invest time and energy into their brands and being the face of the brand and really putting it out there like this is an emotional connection again. I didn't see Serena doing that. I saw her standing with the products, photographed with the products, but I don't think that's enough. And if you're marketing to Serena Williams fans, you're marketing to tennis fans. And I feel like there are so many people that could have loved that brand that are not fans of tennis that I think she missed. And I don't think she reached those people. I think that she reached just her core audience and could not get outside of that because she could not create joy for those people. Someone that's a tennis fan is going to look at that packaging, they're going to look at her, they're going to buy it, and they're going to feel that joy from the packaging and from knowing that it's her brand and having a little piece of her in their homes. But people complained about the quality. People complained that the product inside was not good, especially the foundation. That I heard that over and over again when I went with my friend Audra. Hopefully Audra's here. Audra and I went into Ulta when I went to go visit Audra in Texas. And Audra put that foundation on their hand and it immediately started like cracking. Like it just didn't set right on their hand. And it's like, what is going on? And that was a big critique with this foundation, is that it wasn't good. There were also people, and I don't know if this was real, but I know there were accusations that I think it was their lip oil had mold in it. But I think it was just an accusation. I couldn't find any like news stories confirming that, but that bad press on places like Reddit can really hurt a brand. And just overall, I don't think that the brand was attractive to the general consumer, but it could have been if they had just tried to tap into an emotional reaction beyond Serena Williams tennis fans. And I think they missed it. Their displays were absolutely gorgeous. I mean, incredible, beautiful displays. Probably one of the most beautiful displays I've ever seen at an Ulta Beauty. Gorgeous. But it just wasn't enough, because if the products don't perform, that's not bringing joy. Especially if you purchase it, even if you just purchase one product and you bring it home and it doesn't bring you joy when you use it, you're not going to go back and grab another one if there's not another reason for you to grab it. There has to be another reason. And just love for Serena may not carry enough weight, right? Angela, I think celebrity brands need to make sense. If she had a sunscreen line or beauty products for athletes, then it would make sense. Branch out once it has success. That's a really interesting thing. Who was it? I feel like somebody else. There was an athlete that did that. And I can't remember off the top of my head. I can picture the ad, but I can't remember who it was that did that. And I don't know how well that brand is doing. I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, if it matched a little better, maybe that would help. But I don't know, because that brand would also need to connect with customers. Right? And I don't know if it would. Melissa says Serena is not known for her looks or aesthetic, as a person said in your product report. Yeah, I mean, the person who created the video that I put in the product report, I think she's gorgeous, but I think it's like, as far as, I think what you mean by looks and aesthetic means like her fashion, right? And her red carpet and her makeup looks. Like, she wears from what I've seen, relatively natural makeup. And it doesn't seem like makeup is part of her brand, like as a person. I think that might be what you're saying, is that makeup as a brand isn't part of who she has presented herself to be. She doesn't put like close-ups of her face with a makeup look, even if it's natural, or talk about her favorite makeup brands. It really felt to a lot of people cash grabby, that, oh, here's a industry that's making a lot of money. Here's a group that wants to start a makeup company with me. Sure, why not? Let's do it. That sounds like fun. Instead of really truly a love for makeup. And I think people saw through that. Maybe she does have a love for makeup and she just doesn't share it. The point is that she would need to share it, right? If she does have that love for makeup, so people know that, because people only know what they know from what you show them. Yeah, and it wasn't marketed heavy, right? So, like Tiffany is saying, Rare Beauty has had lasting power so far. You're absolutely right. And I feel like with companies like Rare Beauty, with Fenty, and let's talk about Rare Beauty, Fenty, Rhode Beauty. I feel like, okay, let's talk about Fenty. So Rihanna has always been very red carpet, right? Very red carpet, close-ups on her makeup look, compliments on her makeup look. When she launched a makeup line, it made sense. right? It made perfect sense. When she launched skincare, perfect sense. Hair care, perfect sense. Like it fits with what we know about her. And I think that's part of why it was popular and why it did so well. I also think that Rihanna made the choice to be front and center for her brand. Whenever she launches something big, like when she launched Fenty Skin, she was the person in the advertising campaign. When she launched Fenty Hair, she was front and center in that ad campaign. She was on red carpet, she was doing photo shoots. She was looked like she was passionate about the products. And I felt the same way about Selena Gomez with Rare Beauty. Now, Rhode, I feel like Hailey doesn't really do that so much. Let's talk about the difference with Hailey Bieber. I don't feel like she has made her she's in the photo shoots, but she seems like a more reserved person, somebody that isn't isn't as much like she's in the spotlight, but you don't see her being real social. Like she's not real chatty. Seems very calm. And I think what wins for Rhode, why Rhode is doing so well, is beyond the packaging looking nice, beyond Hailey being a celebrity and looking beautiful in the makeup and the ad campaigns, the products perform. The products bring joy on their own. People buy a Rhode Beauty product and it brings them joy. And when it doesn't bring people joy, Rhode fixes it. So remember when Gloria said that those Rhode blushes were not bringing her joy. She was they had so much white base in them. They looked ridiculous on her. They were not bringing her joy. And Rhode decided, Hailey specifically, reached out to Gloria and was like, hey, I want my product to bring you joy. Let's work together. Let me pay you. And let's work together to make sure that these products do bring you joy and can bring joy to people who look like you, people who have deeper skin tones, people who we want our products to bring joy to everybody. And we did not do that, and we want to fix it. So they did. And they made products in collaboration with Gloria. They paid her and made them in collaboration with her, and they fixed it so that those products could bring more people joy, not just who they thought their target audience was, right? So that showed people and created that brand trust. It made people feel, again, that emotion of connectedness, that, okay, I am welcome with this brand. And not only that, even people who the blushes would have worked for saw that and were like, okay, I see you. I see you care about people that I care about. So that makes me feel more emotionally connected to the brand. So that's why I think Rhode has become so popular, because it is extended beyond Hailey Bieber. It is popular beyond her. It has gone past her fame, past her beautiful face, and it has become a brand that people feel good just using in general. It's that emotional connection. That's that big thing that brands need to capitalize on, is making people feel good using that product, right? Melissa, the glazing milk is bomb and the blushes are great. I loved how she handled the blush critique. Gabrielle says, what about Face? Doing well, not a celebrity that everyone has heard of. I love them. Anyone else? Okay, so About Face. I'm not as tuned into how well About Face is doing. Some people I hear absolutely love their products, and then I feel like they kind of fall flat for other people, but I could be wrong there. It may be my limited perspective, my limited scope. So I don't feel like I can speak in an educated way about Face. But it does seem like they have cultivated that spirit of joy, that a lot of those products do bring joy to people, and it's beyond Halsey. It's beyond their reach, which I think is really, really cool. But also with About Face's products, I feel like they're not as universally as, maybe not totally, but as universally, I don't want to say usable, but like attractive. They do a lot of bolder colors, a lot of glitter. And when you go mostly bold, you're kind of cutting out some people that may want the products, even though there are some products from About Face that I feel like are a little more calm that people would like, but I don't see them as being more of like a catering to the masses kind of brand. They're a little more niche. So maybe that's why they haven't broken out like really big, but not every brand needs to be for the big wide masses of natural makeup lovers. There needs to be brands that are for a more niche audience. And I love that for them. And I think that it's fantastic. And they do have products that perform really well. And I think that's why I think that they're doing well, at least from the outside, from what I've seen. It seems like they're doing very, very well. Vital Love says, I love About Face. It's so Halsey, quirky, unique, great packaging, inclusive for all skin tones, and it's quality. And I do think that that's, that's a big pull. That's a big pull. And they seem to do very well. And I don't want you to take it as that I'm knocking Halsey's brand for not catering to like the natural makeup look, because they shouldn't have to. They shouldn't have to cater to the natural makeup look, right? It's just, that's what people outside of our space, a lot of people do wear. So people may not pick it up because of that, but also people aren't going to pick up Rhode. People that like that quirky niche makeup aren't going to pick up Rhode Beauty. They're not going to pick up Rare Beauty. So there's a place for everybody out here. There's a place for everybody. Okay, I want to talk about Haus Labs, because they made such an amazing pivot. The best pivot, I feel like I need to do a behind the controversy on Haus Labs and the transformation of that brand. The way they launched and the way they are now, oh my goodness, night and day. But before we do, I do need to take a quick little break and talk about what's on my face today. So do not let me forget to talk about Haus Labs. Okay. Do not let me forget. I'm going to leave that comment there so I don't forget. All right, let's talk about what's on my face. So I decided today that I was going to play with my Unearthly Gargoyle palette. It is such a fun palette. It looks like it is. I use the shade Magic Stone on my lid. Just tapped it on. This is a beautiful shade at full opacity, but I just wanted a little bit of sparkle. I didn't want really loud because I'm going out with my brother later, and I just didn't want to be like super loud. But it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. So I used that shade. And then I don't know if this some people were telling me they've been having some trouble ordering from Unearthly, that there's been some issues over there. I haven't followed it super closely, but just keep an eye out on socials, ordering from Unearthly, and make sure that you're in a good, that they're in a good spot before they order. Because I'm not really sure what's going on with them right now. Definitely, look into it. I know that there's something, but I don't know what it is, because people have told me they're having some issues. Ancient Spire, Perched, Sinister Figure, and oh no, I didn't use Perch, but we'll swatch it anyway, and Deep Sleep. I use those. So freaking pretty. Just so smooth. These mattes are so smooth. The purple is a little bit, we're just going to blend it a little bit. And that gray, that's my pinky finger, so it's going to be a little wonky, but I mean, are you serious right now? Freaking beautiful, man. It's such a fun palette. It's such a fun color story. And I wanted to be matchy with my shirt. So I think I succeeded. Also, shout out again to these freaking brushes. Both of them, both sets. They're amazing. They're making me just have so much fun experimenting and playing, because it's the same thing I was just talking about emotional connection. When I've been using this brush right here from the BK Beauty Nikki LaRose collection, this is currently sold out, but they are restocking it. This is the N20S, right? Let me just show you. I have to show you how this works. So look here. See how it's got just like that stippliness at the top? So when you blend this, it just gives you this slight wash of color. And then as you push, the bristles are more dense. So it gives you like that perfect freaking blend. Like, what is even happening? Like, you know how when you put like really pigmented eyeshadow on and it just stamps on and you're like, oh my gosh, and you have to blend forever? It's not like this. These eyeshadows are so freaking pigmented, but because of this brush, it's so easy. Like, what is happening? This brush is bringing me so much freaking joy. Like, I'm just really enjoying it. Like, It's just like, it's this one. This is it. And the other ones are good too, but this one is like the one I've been like dying over. Same thing with let me see. Let me show you one from Tati's section, Tati's brushes. Oh, this one right here. Let me show you. Where is it? This guy right here. This one. Okay. If you've ever wanted to do a cut crease, but you failed miserably, this is your brush. This is from the specialty set. That is the set I would buy if I was going to buy any of the sets, me personally, because there's so many cool brushes in there. This is the SP6. Okay. Same shade. And let's say you want to do a cut crease. Slice. It picks up the perfect amount of product to just slice and gives you that perfect line, and then you can blend it from there. Just beautiful. Okay, let me do the blue in here. Just slice. And it makes it so easy to just draw right in that line. If you want to do, I know outright cut creases aren't as popular now, but it just creates so much beautiful dimension and really gets that color, that packed color right in the crease so that you can then blend it out. And it's lovely. Those are my two favorite brushes so far. Those are the ones that I'm just loving. Anyway, I could go on and on. I'm going to stop. Okay. On my face today, bronzer from Too Faced. Talked about that. Natural chocolate, golden cocoa. Golden cocoa. Highlighter, Sigma Beauty, the Little Mermaid collection. Hopefully this is still on sale because last I checked, it was on deep discount because it's going out. It came out last holiday season. And then the Makeup by Mario Soft Pop Powder Blush in Wildberry, which, I mean, the matchy is giving me life. Okay, that's what's on my face today. The thing is I just love when something brings me joy, when it makes me feel like one of the things that I hate the most, one of my things that is my weak spot. If you want to know how to hurt me, make me feel stupid. Anybody, like, feeling stupid is like what I avoid the most in my life. I hate it. These brushes make me feel smart. I think that's what it comes down to. They make me feel like I can do makeup. And that is an emotional response. That is, that makes me have brand loyalty to both of these brands because they make me feel like I can do it. And it makes me want to buy more from both brands. Also, I do have bias toward both of the brand founders. These both were sent to me in PR, by the way. I believe everything I showed you just now was sent to me in PR. But this was sent to me in PR too, the Too Faced spray. So, you know, it doesn't always work. But my point is that when a brand can resonate with you so hard in your heart, you're more likely to buy from them. And I think some companies are so busy going after the money that they forget about the customer. They forget about how to get people to like you as a brand. And the way to get people to like you as a brand is to get people to get your product to help them like themselves. It has to hit in a place that is almost subconscious, right? And that's really hard to do. It's really hard to do. But I think that if you're playing pool, right, on a pool table, if you are precisely aiming for a ball, you're more likely to hit it. If you're aiming for a different one, you're not going to hit the ball that you want. So if brands have that direction of, I want to touch the hearts of my customers, I want my customers to feel emotionally connected to my brand and my products, I think that they will be much more successful rather than just chasing the money. I think that's where Anastasia Beverly Hills went wrong, is they were touching the hearts of their customers. They were creating products that brought people joy. And then it seemed like from the outside that they just became all about the money, mass production, push out as many products as possible and not caring as much about the quality of those products. And customers felt betrayed. They would buy something and this is not what I thought it was going to be. They felt duped. Nobody likes to feel duped. Nobody likes to feel like they've been tricked into buying something that's crap. And you hold that against a brand. Some people more than others. Maybe you buy something and you will never go back to that brand because you feel like that brand duped you into buying something that was terrible. And maybe you live far away from a store and you can't go return it. Maybe you can't return it in your country. I think the US has probably one of the most lax return policies in the entire world. Most countries, you cannot return things the way you can return things in the US. I'm not saying all because I don't know all, but being stuck with something and knowing you spent your money on it because you feel like you were tricked, that's a way to lose customers. That's a way to lose customers. Michelle says, I don't care enough about any brand to be loyal, but there are some brands I'm more willing to try products from because they are usually good overall. That is brand loyalty, my friend. But I see what you're saying. It's not about being loyal to the brand as if it were a person. It's not the same as being loyal to your partner or your children or, your best friend or, people that you know in your life. It's not the same kind of loyalty in that the parasocial relationship of it all. I think that's what you're saying. But when you feel like you can trust a brand to create good products, you're more likely to go back. And I think that's what you're talking about because they're usually good overall. And that's what's building that brand loyalty in you rather than the parasocial aspect of it. And I think you are among many, many people that feel that way, that do not get sucked into the parasocial aspect of a brand. And you just go on quality, just straight up quality. And honestly, that's probably the smartest way to purchase is to not get wrapped up in the parasocial of it all. Really and truly, because in the end, it's about what brings you joy. But for some people, that parasocial does bring them joy, right? So is that bad? I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it and saying it out loud. But yeah, I think that that's very, very smart. Yeah, Melissa says the reverse is true too. There are certain brands I will never buy from because of the creator. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Butterfly Girl, the first brush was the BK Beauty Nikki LaRose N20S brush. This one, the one I was using for my eyes. That set is sold out, but they're going to restock. So make sure you follow them on socials. I'm sure they're going to blast it everywhere when they restock. And also BK Beauty has a lot of sales on TikTok. I doubt that they will put this one on sale anytime soon, this set, but they do have a lot of sales on TikTok. And I'm hoping they will have this brush individually eventually because it's really fun. It's really fun. Hi, FemDandy. Maybe brands are becoming overly reliant on influencer marketing at the expense of their own branding. Absolutely. And this is what we were talking about today about that the influencer, the kid, she's 15. She just launched a brand called Sincerely Yours. And her name is, just went out of my head. Her name is, oh, sorry. Didn't mean to hit the. Oh my gosh. Salish. Her name is Salish. She's 15. She's so cute, so adorable. And I think that brand is relying very heavily on influencer marketing from the jump. And it set them off to a ridiculous level of attendance at this pop-up mall that she went to. They're reporting 80,000 people showed up between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. that day. 80,000 people. That is wild. I don't know how they counted those 80,000 people. I don't know how they figured that out because I looked up the parking lot only holds 33,000 people. So, because it's like a mall that has 3 million square feet in New Jersey. Like it's a ridiculously large mall. It's basically, I mean, I was looking at videos of it. It's wild, this mall and everything that's in it. But I feel like I don't know how they, and my point is, I don't know how they calculated it. But my thing that I said at the end of that piece was that I'm nervous for Salish herself being a 15-year-old and having the weight of this brand on her shoulders and it being so successful off the jump. That's going to create so much pressure on her because, I mean, I'm so thankful I did not have a camera on me when I was 15 because I did some weird stuff. You're 15. You do weird stuff. And if a camera catches her doing weird stuff, or if she gets, a big ego and maybe she treats someone badly publicly, or even if she doesn't get an ego and accidentally ignores a fan or something like that, and she gets a bunch of, you know what I mean? It's just a lot of pressure for a 15-year-old. So I'm hoping, because they're 100% relying on Salish's star power to sell this brand, I'm really hoping it doesn't go bad for her. And hopefully the products are good. There's, I believe, 4 skincare products, and then there is a mixed set of products. So hopefully it brings customers back for her. But I do think you are onto something about being reliant on influencer marketing. So like in contrast, talking about like Patrick Starr's One Size to sell that setting spray, they don't rely just on Patrick Starr. Patrick Starr could never bring in that many customers on his own, right? He brought in the initial push of customers. He has star power, no pun intended. He definitely has a base of fans, but One Size, I do not believe, grew only because of him. He has a great personality online. He is very socially capable as far as his marketing on social media. He's a very likable personality. I do think he definitely helps, but I think it's the performance of those products that really has brought One Size to the next level, not Patrick himself. I think Patrick is like, kind of supplementary to the success specifically of that setting spray. So influencer marketing cannot be the main thing. And I think that's why Jaclyn Cosmetics failed, because they relied so heavily on Jaclyn. The products didn't really reach beyond her audience, and so though some of them were good, they didn't get past her and her audience. And I think that's why it couldn't survive. And also there are a lot of people that just don't like Jaclyn Hill. And when you're relying just on an influencer, and she's made a lot of mistakes and done a lot of things that have upset a lot of people, she's shown herself to be very likable to some people, very, very likable to some people, and very not likable to others. And in that, she's only going to get that group of people. If you can't branch out beyond your customers and have a star product that is good for people outside your fan base, it's not gonna be a win. I mean, same thing with Give by Gwen Stefani, right? I mean, incredible star power, but didn't reach beyond her fan base, it seems like, right? Win with Serena Williams, same kind of thing. You've got to get past beyond the face of the brand's fan base. And that's exactly what One Size did. Katarina, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. First time live. Hello from Prague. Oh my gosh, I would love to go to Prague one day. Can you just be somewhere cool in Prague and just think of me for a moment so I can be there with you in spirit? Because I would love to go to Prague one day. An influencer that I used to follow moved to Prague, and he used to do vlogs from there. And I was like, oh my gosh, dream to go to Prague. So thank you for being here in live chat, and say hello to Prague for me. Lavender says, oof, the palette sold out on Unearthly Cosmetics, Angie English. Oh, talking to Angie. Big bummer. Eyeing the Bella Beauty Bar Coalescence palette. I've heard great things about Bella Beauty Bar, but I haven't tried much from their brand. But I'm light, medium skin tone, and even slightly deeper tones on me run muddy. Yeah. This was a conversation between two people that I did not realize that I was interrupting. I think they're talking about the Gargoyle palette. I think might be sold out on Unearthly's website. Bella Beauty Bar is how you pronounce it. I got to meet Newport, who just did a collaboration with Bella Beauty Bar, and her collaboration is absolutely gorgeous. She is a lovely, lovely human at Creators and Friends. I got to meet her, and I do not own that palette. It looks absolutely gorgeous, but I'm definitely, if I was going to buy something from Bella Beauty Bar, I would definitely buy that to support Newport. And she's got this amazing hair. Is one thing about her. She's got these incredible curls that are just she said they're very hard to maintain, but incredible. And to go with the beautiful hair is just a beautiful soul. and that was the first thing I noticed about her was her gorgeous curls because they're so unusual and really beautiful. And then when I got to talk to her, it was like, wow, there's just beautiful everywhere here. Beautiful, beautiful everything in Newport. So definitely recommend going to go check out her socials as well as her collaboration with Bella Beauté Bar. Um, and I've heard that their products are amazing. Let me just scroll down a little bit. She is. She's gorgeous. There's a group picture of us, and Newport's in the middle, and she's just face. Just in the middle of I'm being goofy off in the corner, and Newport is just face, like right in the middle. You just zoomed to her. It's like what you see because she's just like right in the middle. So funny. It's such a great photo. I love that photo. Yeah, Nymphenia says, yeah, Jacqueline's an example of I'm not buying from an influencer brand unless it's genuinely amazing. And she had to reach beyond her fan base and just wasn't able to do that, in my opinion. So let's see. I did take some notes and I haven't hardly looked at them. Let's see. So yeah, I don't like that. I'm like thinking where we've gone and where we're taking this. Already talked about that. Already talked about that. Okay, so another thing that I've noticed is brands that have a heavy social presence seem to be able to strengthen that relationship and that emotional response so much better through their campaigns, right? So when they have a campaign that makes people laugh, that pulls people in with lingo, but not too much, right? Because you can also alienate people with lingo, aka I'm thinking of Mary Kay, how they threw 9 little, Gen Z terms into that one 28-second ad campaign. But making people feel like the brand wants to not only sell them products, but to entertain. It creates that sense of joy. And that connects to the brand. When I see a commercial that's funny, right? Or that makes me go, wow, that makes me in my head feel like that brand made me feel good and I'm more likely to buy from them. Can it stand on its own? I don't think so. But as a layer, I think that that's also very important. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you for not letting me forget. I was forgetting. I would have remembered as soon as I clicked this thing off. Okay. Haus Labs. All right. So so just very quickly, what I was saying is that I think that a good ad campaign can also be supplemental, but I don't think that that can carry a brand. I don't think just good branding and good advertising can carry a brand, and I think some brands really think that it will. And they lean too heavily in that, but then when people get the products in their hands, they suck or they are not worth the price, just not what the customer was expecting. And they may give the brand another chance because they like the brand, but in longevity, the brand's not going to do as well. Speaking of that, Haus Labs. Okay. So if you were not around when Haus Labs originally launched, it was atrocious. It was one of the saddest makeup launches I have ever seen for a brand that could have been so big. But then it turns, of course. They launched as their major retailer on Amazon and their website. You know how brands will launch at Ulta on a website, Sephora on a website, Walmart on a website, whatever. Oh no, Amazon on a website. The packaging was really angled. It was very dark. It was very stormy. It was very gem inspired. It was expensive, same price point as Haus Labs now. But when people got it in their hands, the quality was not good. It just wasn't. Lady Gaga didn't promote it very well, in my opinion. From what I remember, she was definitely the face of the brand. She was part of the front-facing ad campaign. But when you saw that the products on Amazon and you saw the ad with Lady Gaga's face, it seemed extremely detached from the customer. It didn't seem engaging. And then it was expensive. And then the people that did get it, because this was when there were a lot of makeup reviews out there, they were not good. I remember specifically the eyeshadows, the liquid eyeshadows were terrible. And it was awful. It was not good. They were going to go out of business. And then they hired new people and they did a full rebrand. And now you have the Haus Labs that you have today. Gaga got more involved in the marketing of it. They softened the brand image. They started selling at Sephora. They took off of Amazon as the main retailer. They started selling at Sephora and started marketing toward a Sephora customer rather than an Amazon customer. Because there weren't as many Amazon brands. There weren't as many brands selling on Amazon then as there are now. So to a lot of people, it kind of cheapened the brand a little bit because there are so many like non-name brand brands on Amazon, like brands that are just selling on Amazon and selling really well because they're cheap and, a lot of knockoffs on Amazon. And it just felt not good. But then when they rebranded, it was a whole different story. That foundation they launched with really impressed a lot of people, their foundation, and just all of their products in general. People saw the performance of the products improve. They just improved everything. They improved their marketing. They improved the visual look of the products. They improved the quality of what the product was inside and made sure it actually performed. The foundation, they made sure that it could actually work for an extremely wide number of people. They had a great PR of people of all different skin types, all different skin tones, promoting the products on socials. They just hit it right the second time. And now people don't even remember or don't even know what Haus Labs used to be. Completely reinvented. And I think that brands can do that. If you have that one thing in mind, creating an emotional response within the customer that is positive, then I think any brand can come back. Well, not any brand, because some brands, they've dug a hole so deep in dislike, thinking Euphoria, that I don't know. Euphoria, people had such a visceral negative reaction to the actions of their founder. I don't think they could have come back because most of their audience, they would have had to have reached outside of people who knew that story, and they couldn't do that. And I think that's what they were trying to do, was trying to get people to forget about what happened. They didn't rebrand the products at all. They didn't market to a new customer. They just kept pushing at the same customer, trying to say, no, you didn't see that. We're actually a good brand. You didn't see that. Look at our stuff. Look at our stuff. Look at our stuff. And people are like, I don't want to look at your stuff because I know who you are. And it doesn't make me feel good. And they never got outside of that bubble. And that's why, in my opinion, Euphoria failed. Hi, Kayla. Oh, good. You put Kayla next to Era Scorpion. I love that. Request afternoon members only chat sometime. Oh my gosh, I would love that. I'm putting it in my reminders because things are starting to calm down for me. Okay. New reminder. Evening chat, and I'll know to schedule that. Okay. We're going to do that let's do that for tonight at 9 p.m. I'm going to look into figuring out, not that there's going to be an evening chat tonight at 9 p.m., not that, but that I'm going to try to put it on the calendar of when we're going to have an evening chat, because we should do that. 100%. I love our evening chats as members. They're so fun. And then I just forget. I get distracted and I forget. Happens a lot. Anne says, even when I bought the face wash from Euphoria, it was only average. Yeah. And that's the other thing, is if they're not great quality products, I didn't end up trying a lot from Euphoria. I did like the BYO blush. Genuinely did. It did dry down pretty quickly, so you had to blend it really fast, but I did like the way it looked on my skin, but it didn't make me want to buy more from the brand. Astrological. Ooh, I love that name. Yeah, the disastrous House Labs launch prevented me from ever looking into their products even after the rebrand. So interesting that you never gave them another chance. They are quite a different brand. If you were looking at trying anything, they have done a really good job at basically changing the entire brand. I don't know if they're using all different labs, even though they're House Labs. But yeah. And there's so the thing is there's so many brands out there. If you already feel emotionally attached to another brand, you may not be looking for another brand. And I think also that's something to keep in mind too. You know, we complain, at least I complain. Let's speak for myself. I complain that companies don't market to Gen X enough, right? They don't market to boomers enough. They're starting to stop marketing to millennials. They're starting to really focus on Gen Z and Gen Alpha. I watched it happen with millennials. They were marketing to the Gen X's and the older millennials. Then they marketed hard to the millennials and forgot about Gen X. And now they're starting to forget about millennials and starting to market to Gen Z. And I believe with my entire soul, the reason why is because we have found when you get older, as you get older, you've tried so many things that you find your favorites, especially if you're not super into cosmetics. You find the things that you love and work for you. And we are, as a generation, much less likely to branch out to new brands, because if we already have a favorite mascara, why would we buy something else when we know this works? Why would we take a chance to spend $28-$30 on a mascara when we already have one we know works? And then we buy it and then it sucks. It's not as good as the one we liked that we were buying. So I think that when it comes to what you're saying, as far as how House Labs prevented you from even looking at their products after the rebrand, I think that when an older generation that already has favorites gets burned, I don't know how old you are, but I think we're less likely to branch out even more, right? Because we already have favorites. We take less risks than younger generations because we've have more experience just naturally because we've been on the planet longer. So it makes sense to market harder to people who have less favorites so you can become their favorite brand. But then in the same vein, when brands recognize that we exist, it does make us feel wanted and accepted. And it's the same thing with different skin tones, different skin types. When a brand recognizes you exist, it makes you feel an emotional, like, okay, I feel like this brand wants me to shop there. So there's that line to balance as well. Going after the younger audience that's more likely to buy because they have less favorites, but also reminding the older people that they're also still welcome with the brand. And I do think a brand that does really well with this is Rare Beauty. I feel like Rare Beauty has captured both a younger and an older audience and has made everybody feel welcome. And I think that's really cool. I think that's really cool. And I think that's not easy to do. It's not easy to do at all. All right. So, we're out of time. Oh, Jenny, I'm going to end on this. Makeup Geek is a brand I'm still emotionally attached to. Can't throw them away ever. I miss that brand so much still after all these years. Me too. Me too. Marlene, if you do not know who owned Makeup Geek, is a friend of mine. And yeah, Marlena is the first beauty channel that I really loved. And then Makeup Geek, those single shadows were some of the first really good eyeshadows that I ever used. And yeah, just really a very special brand. Definitely go check out Marstay, which is her new fragrance line. She did send the collection over to me, and they're really beautiful fragrances. She's working on some other things coming out very soon that I'm very excited about. So yeah, keep an eye out for Marstay if you're missing Makeup Geek. Just saying. Keep an eye out for Marstay. Make sure you're following them on socials. It is not going to be Makeup Geek, but keep an eye out on socials. So yeah, thank you all so much for being here. Just a heads up, if you were not, just a heads up, if you were not, did not see the end of What's Up in Makeup, next weekend, I'm going to a music festival with my family. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so I will not be able to physically make What's Up in Makeup, which makes me really sad. There's also going to be no live chat next Sunday because I'm going to be at the music festival. So, that makes me really sad because I really want to do What's Up in Makeup, but there's no way I physically can. Next Friday is going to be a big personal announcement that I already told my moderators, but I did not tell you all yet. It is nobody's dying. It's not like a sad thing, but it is something that's really important to me and to my channel that I'm going to share with you on Friday. It's not going to be clickbait, but definitely stay tuned for that. So that's going to be Friday. No What's Up in Makeup, and then on the next week we should start returning back to normal. Things should be calming down. I don't have any more trips planned. I don't have any more events on the weekends planned that I can remember. We should be able to have a consistent What's Up in Makeup schedule after that. But yeah, thanks for hanging with me during all these pauses. I really appreciate it. Mad love to you. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I will see you on Friday.